Welcome to the People's National Congress Reform Press Conference for May 2nd, 2025. Joining today's presser is Mr. Aubrey C. Norton, Member of Parliament, leader of the People's National Congress Reform, the APNU, and parliamentary opposition. Today's statement will be read by the leader.
Thank you. The government continues to fail Adriana Young and the people of Guyana. It is over a week since the highly suspicious and horrible death of Adriana Young, which most Guyanese believe to be a murder. The PPP government continues to employ delaying tactics and blatant deception to dismiss the demands for justice from her family and the people of Guyana. To date, the government has displayed no willingness and urgency to consent to the demands for one, an independent criminal investigation into the events at the Doubleday Hotel by international experts, and two, an international probe into the entire operations of the Guyana Police Force, including the use by the police of live rungs and deadly force during public protests. Instead, both President Ali and Vice President Jack Dill have been trying their utmost to divert attention and downplay the incident and engage in deception. This attitude exposes the PPP's penchant for illegalities, callousness, and immorality at a time when the entire nation is in grief, deeply affected, and calling out for justice, fair play, and healing. The people will not relent in our demand for impartial, reputable international investigations into both the crime and the Guyana police force. The terms of references for the investigations must ensure thoroughness and truthfulness. Anything less will be an affront to the memory of Adriana and an insult to her parents, loved ones, and all Guyanese. As it relates to the criminal investigation, there are many unanswered questions that only an independent probe can satisfactorily provide. Let us emphasize that there is need for urgency in starting this investigation to minimize the destroying, concealing, or contaminating of evidence and the intimidating or bribing of witnesses. The trauma surrounding Andrea's young death will not fade away as the government wishes. The people want the truth. We want transparency and accountability. We want to ensure nothing of the sort must occur again in our country. The government, in its usual approach of serving and protecting family, friends, and favorites, is busy seeking to sweep the crime under the carpet. This must not and will not happen. Another Labor Day in poverty. For Guyanese workers, Labor Day 2025 provided no cause for celebration. It was another Labor Day in poverty. The day marked no progress or achievement in terms of a better quality of life, higher benefits, and compensation for the workers of Guyana. There is no respect from the government, and there is no hope for the future. Instead, Labor Day 2025 only highlighted the growing hardship and the struggles of Guyanese workers under a government that believes that development is about bricks and concrete and not about people. The government continued to force the Guyanese workers to live from paycheck to paycheck amidst oil wealth. Our very Guyana constitution enshrines the importance of workers, It states in Article 21, and I quote, the source of the growth of social wealth and of the well being of the people and of each individual is the labor of the people, unquote. As such, our workers must be well paid, valued, honored, respected, and celebrated. Workers must have a high quality of life with all the rights and freedoms protected and promoted. Yet, under this regime, the reality is starkly different. Even with oil wealth, the ranks of the working poor continue to swell. The rights of workers and their elected union representatives continue to be violated by a government obsessed with control and domination. There are too many of our workers still experience a life of destruction, economic insecurity, and hardships. Fortunately, this is the last Labor Day under the PPP government. As the next government, we in the APNU pledge that Labor Day 2026 will be a day of celebration of a better quality of life for the working class of Guyana. By a better quality of life, we mean, among other things, guaranteed living wages for all, higher household incomes, better working conditions, better social services, and more hope and confidence in the future. Let us work together to make this happen. We can and must build Guyana into one of the best countries to live in. Thank you.
Thank you. The floor is now open for questions on the press statement. And of course, by show of hand and name of the
Sir, could you say what next you and your party and perhaps the wider opposition plans to do with respect to achieving your objective of justice for the death of Adriana?
We will pursue justice for Adriana Young, but at this stage, I don't want to say what we will do. Um, we are in discussions, we have some plans, and as is appropriate, they will be unfolded.
Would you be formally writing the government requesting the thorough investigation to which you referred?
Yes, I will be writing the government.
And is there a time frame on that?
If there's what? I think,
Time frame on that?
well, at the most I would say it has to be with urgency. I can already say to you it is in draft.
And sir, if you'd allow, could you say what is the status of the detention of your executive member, Robin Simon?
What is the status of what? The detention?
Yes.
Robin Simon, as far as I'm aware, isn't in detention.
But was she held for custody, and what resulted in her release as far as you know?
Our contention that there was no case against her. It's another political witch hunt, and I made that clear to all the people in the government I spoke with.
Thank you. The floor is still open for questions on the press statement. Ms. Svetlana.
Atlanta Marshall from News Source. Ms. Norton, in response to my colleague's question, you said we are in discussion. Could you say who that we refers to? Is it the parties in the coalition? Is it the PNC, the AFC, and the other small parties?
We have.
And
Oh, sorry.
we noticed your actions, I think, Wednesday, when there was a joint press conference by some members of various political parties, including the AFC. Why was that so, sir?
Let me begin with the last question. You said you noted our absence. As far as I'm aware, we weren't invited to any press conference. I saw the circumlocutus type of answer given by one member of the AFC, but we were not invited to the press conference. That is the stark fact. And the first question was,
You said we.
When you were referring to, responding to Mr. Chabral's question on what would be the actions of the opposition with regards to seeking justice for little Adriana, you said that we are in discussion and trying to get a better understanding
okay.
who that we.
There are two levels. The political parties in the APNU will discuss the matter. We in the PNC have been discussing it. And this week, it is my intention, before the end of next week, to meet with the members of the APNU and the WPA who we have been talking with.
Will you be meeting with the AFC as well?
Well, on this issue,
Yes, Mr. Norton.
I have no knowledge of that. I know we have made a proposal to the AFC, but since then the AFC had said they're going it alone, and so we haven't engaged really since then.
And in terms of the matter of justice for Adriana, will you be meeting with them as well?
We're disposed to meeting with any body, political or otherwise, that are disposed to working for justice for this child. No political party or institution will be left out once they are willing. We, however, believe that a lot of the civil society action should be allowed to continue. We will support them, but we do not believe the politicians should grab all the space. It's a national issue that cuts across race. The government isn't pleased that it has cut across race. And like you would have seen, many attempts to transform it into a racial battle. Our task is really to ensure that it doesn't go down that road and that all Guyanese fight for justice for Adriana Young. And we will be part of that process.
Mr. Norton, I noted Ms. Marshall referred to whether you were invited to the AFC's press conference or not, and so on. But I want to know, was the PNC or yourself invited to the meeting earlier in the week to discuss the issues concerning Adriana Young?
At no stage were we invited to discuss anything about Adriana Young. Earlier in the week, a message came to the General Secretary asking our General Secretary for us to work jointly. And I recall clearly when it was brought to my attention, I said then, communicate with them, let us have a plan on how we move forward. That is the last I heard from them. And then I saw them in a political gathering, for the want of a better word. And that is, the truth is, we were not invited to that press conference.
We've seen two MPs that are really members of the PNC attend that press conference, and I'm told that there probably should have been a third. Aren't you worried that they may be leaving your party to join the AFC, or it represents a crack in their relationship with the PNC?
Well, I'm a man who don't like speculating on things. I mean, you seem to be better at speculating than me.
I'm speculating, I'm asking you.
Yeah, you seem to be better at speculating. I don't want to speculate. None of them has indicated that they intend to leave the party. As it relates to their appearance there, I've said before, I don't know that the PNC is a party like the PPP that has an ironclad over everybody and nobody can act outside of that. We've seen many persons act based on their conscience. It's up to them. I am not one of the political leaders who believe that if people disagree with you, then automatically they're out. And so those who are there were there in their individual capacity. I cannot stop them from being there in their capacity. Neither would I want to stop them.
Thank you. The floor is still open. All right. We did step into a realm of any other questions. I'll just open the floor if there is anything else outside of the press statement. Okay. With there being no other questions from the media, I want to thank you for joining today's press conference, and we do hope you manage somehow to enjoy our long weekend.